Alrighty, hey traders, John Howell here, and today just a bit of a market update across. Obviously, there wasn't much activity happening, but there was some activity happening with some of the stocks. I want to share with you the fear and greed index today. I want to share with you the overall map of what actually happened today across the markets, and a few things that I'm really watching. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. Traders, if you haven't done so yet, I have just recently recorded a brand new trading course walking you through from the biggest things that's stopping you from moving forward as a trader. If you're making a lot of mistakes going backwards, that's definitely going to help you out. Some really awesome chart reading strategies, what I call becoming a chart reading master. The path to becoming a six-figure trader, and why you're only 7 trades away. You're only 7 trades away to becoming a six-figure trader, even if you're only starting with $1,000. So I've actually put that in the course, how that actually works. And no, you don't need like a big 1,000% return and all that sort of stuff. I'll show you how that works, okay? I'm going to share with you all the details that took me from $250,000 to actually making money. What was the one thing I had to learn? I'm going to share with you all the details to my #1 trading system for the last 17 years. I'm going to show you exactly how I scan the market to find these amazing high quality trades. And there's a lot of other down home country goodness in there. Again, guys, this is all for free. And I've just recently recorded it and I'm giving it away for free for a short period of time. And then when I close it down, when I do reopen back up again, I'm going to start charging for it. So guys, make sure you go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link in the description. Just go over there, guys. Get the help you need. I promise you the trading course is going to help you, okay? So let's actually start off with the good old with the good old FinViz map. If this here, guys, if you go to finviz.com, all right, let's actually just go back to here. This is the overall, this is the map itself, right? You can see here, and you've got like all this sort of stuff through here. Let me just take up the screen. And if you see here, if you just click on this map over here, actually, let's have a look here. So, oh, Diddy got hammered today, 18% down. We've got MSC down. Oh, Twitter is up. Oh, Twitter's up almost 8% today. What else we got here? We got, oh, well, anyway, all right, let's click on the map, all right? So we can see it was actually pretty much a nothing day, obviously, because there was a lot of holidays across the markets when it comes to all the individual stocks and so on and so forth. And that's the same for, obviously, for Australia as well too. But guess what? We're back into it, baby. We're back into the swing of things. So the big thing I can see here, looking at here, obviously Tesla actually had quite a nice move. Actually, it looks like so Tesla actually had quite a nice move. Let's go have a quick look at that first before I get into the main indices here. So good old Tesla. And Tesla. The thing I'm liking about Tesla, guys, is I've talked about this in yesterday's video, is that we could be getting ready for a turning point soon here. I'm not in Tesla right now, but I might be getting ready to pull the trigger when it comes to this, because I do believe we're getting ready for that excuse me, for that type of move. We're in this longer term sort of channel through here, as you can see. This is what we're developing right now. So we are developing this here. So what we're probably going to see through here, let me take that off the screen with Tesla. You can see here we had like a bit of a false breakout. Okay, so you had this like this breakout to the downside, and then we got back in, and now we're developing this triangle pattern through here. So what's probably likely to happen is we're probably likely to see, because we're getting into a very short-term oversold level right now with Tesla. So we're probably going to start to see something like this. And then when we start to break out of this triangle pattern, because we spent a lot of time doing not much after this big move up, we spent a lot of time going sideways. And so when we spend a lot of time going sideways, that's like energy building up in the markets. And I absolutely love this trading pattern. Look at it back here. Let's see this back here. See how we actually had a lot of time going sideways? That was probably around 6 months of doing nothing. I actually traded this, by the way. Why? Because we had a lot of time going sideways, and this is what I call the energy building phase. The market builds energy, and then as soon as we broke out, I actually went long, and then we rode it up. I didn't capture all of it. I think I got out around about here halfway through, because I didn't know how long it was going to go. But with an option trade, guys, was about a couple of 100% return trading options. So that's the big thing, guys. So whenever you watch the markets, look for the markets when the market's not doing much. And you can see here, right? Look at this here, energy building phase, especially if you start to apply good trend analysis. What I mean by that is this: when the market goes up and then it goes sideways like this for like 6 months and then has a breakout low, this is a higher low, just like back here, right? So if you start to apply different analysis to your trading, which is trend analysis, but then you start to apply that technique of, sideways equals energy building, and the longer we go sideways, the more energy we're likely to release. And again, this is one of the reasons why I traded this back here, right? Look at this here. So we actually had a low, we had a higher low, we had a small little energy building phase, and then we went for a run. Then we had a higher low, another higher low. Look at all this. Again, this is, what's that there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, roughly 5-6 months of not much going on, but we had a upward trend. Higher low through here, higher low through here, higher low, and then another higher low. So you can see we're in an upward trend. We're stepping up. And then we've just done this. And then guess what? We broke out. And that's actually the signal that actually told me to go long, because we're in an upward trend. So the trend is your friend until the end. And then you overlay the technique of, when there's nothing going on, that's when the market's going sideways, it's spending a lot of time doing nothing, not going up, not going down. That's the energy building phase. And that's the reason why we went for a very nice move out there. So this applies to any market out there, guys. This is how the markets work in general. And these are the different types of patterns that I look for when I'm actually trading the markets through there. So that's actually, let me actually go back to, is my software working now? Okay, so while my software is updating through here, so we can see that that's what's going on right now with that there, with Tesla. So there we go, guys. There's a bit of a update through there. Again, when it comes to actually my trading system, guys, if you like that sort of pattern that I just shared with you there, again, in that free trading course, I'm going to share with you all the details step by step to my exact pattern. What's my entry signal I'm looking for? How do I find those setups? And so on and so forth. How do I scan the market? So on and so forth. So going back to this overall good old map through here, we can see we've had, energy sector still pretty strong through here, but we've got this CVX is actually the strongest. The big issue when it comes to the energy sector, guys, is that a lot of people think that what has done really well lately is the best investment, and what hasn't done well lately or just gone sideways is a bad investment. And that's actually the opposite, right? It's a flipped upside down. Because if we even if we just go back to Tesla, right? They think, what has done really well lately? What has done really well lately? And I'm not saying that actually happened lately, right? But a big issue people have problems with, right, is they wait for things to do really well. Then they're looking to jump in here like, because they think what's done really well lately is the best investment, and what hasn't done really well lately is the worst investment. Did you see what I just did? But did you see what I did just a few minutes ago, right? What am I looking for? I'm looking for things that haven't done well lately or just gone sideways. Why? Because it's getting ready. This is the best time to be looking to invest, because it's getting ready to actually do well lately. And so it's a flipped upside down. So just make sure you keep an eye out for that. And the reason why I bring that up is that because I think the energy sector it's already had its day. Don't be trying to chase the energy sector now, because it's already done really well over the last many months. So that's actually not, you don't want to be looking at that. And again, if you go back to the pattern I just shared with you, right? When's the best time to be looking at something? When it's not really doing much, right? When they're spending a lot of time just not doing much and it's just going sideways. It hasn't been doing well lately, right? Why? Because then it goes through a period of doing really well, and that's when you can start to pick on some really good trends. But looking over here to the financial sector, and we can see we've got JP Morgan up 1.8%. Bank of America actually had quite a nice move there, over almost 3.5% there. And we can see that that's what's happening through there. Let's go have a look at one thing I want to do is let's actually go look at some of those bank stocks. Let's go look at JP Morgan here for a minute. JP Morgan, let's go to say the one year worth of data. And the problem with JP Morgan right now, guys, is that we're in a very big, strong downward trend. So the trend hasn't changed yet. If you remember my video that I talked about yesterday, is that it's not about me, guys. It's not about it's not about your ego, and it's not about what you think is going to happen. And it's definitely not about, oh, well, I read an article on the website, so therefore JP Morgan's definitely going to bottom here and take off. It's like, it's not like that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to just be listening to the markets. The market is always, again, especially if you're a short-term trader, right? If you're a short-term trader like I am, and my kids have just gone to Thailand for a holiday with their mum. So if I want to pay for that holiday, actually I didn't. Anyway, so I need to focus on what the market is telling me, right? Throw your ego out the window. One of the worst things, and if you've been trading for a while, you know this, one of the worst things you can do is add your ego to your trading. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to try and pick the top, and as the markets continue to step up. That's where a lot of people got run over last year. I'm trying to pick the top, right? But look at this here. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And now we developed another lower low through here. So right now, as we speak, yeah, we could be forming a bottom here, but we're not there yet. So don't be trying to think you've picked the bottom on JP Morgan, because it may not be the case. Let's go have a look at, and then Bank of America, BAC. Bank of America, same sort of thing, guys. We're definitely in a bit of a downward movement through here. So if we draw a trend line from there to there, that'll be the trend line that I'll be definitely using through there. Let's bring up the last 6 months worth of data. Okay, and we can see we had a move down. And this is actually what we've had, right? Sometimes people are like, oh, John, how do you identify the actual trend? Here's an actual tip that I use to identify trend. Just say I bring up the last 6 months, right? So I'm going to click on the 6 month data, and I'm going to bring up the last 6 months on the daily charts. Let me just blow this right up for a minute so I can demonstrate here. Sometimes when I'm trying to read the markets, now I can read the markets quite well because I've just been doing it for 17 years. But even if I can't, what I'll do is I'll just bring out a little trend line and I'll make it really thick, and I'm like, okay, then this is the major high, this is the major low. So I'm just gonna draw a trend line from there to there. And then I can see, okay, well then the market ran up and then it finished up here like a wave, right? So the wave started here and the wave started there. And then I'm going to draw it from where the wave started again to where the wave ended. And then I'm going to draw it again like that. See what I'm doing there? And so I can say, oh, look, this is where it started. It came down, 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 down. And this is where it ended. And this is where it started. And this is where we are right now. So all I do is I draw the trend lines. Forget the bars. I'm just drawing the trend lines, the straight lines like this, like so. And that'll give me I can see, okay, well, this thing here was a double top formation. Okay. We had a double bottom formation. Okay. So there was no one in control through here. There wasn't an upward trend. There wasn't a downtrend. There wasn't an uptrend or nothing through there. Then we came down. We made a lower low. Then we made a lower high. And guess what happened? And then obviously the sellers came in and we started to develop this downward momentum, right? This downward trend through here. So there's a bit of a tip for you guys if you're trying to understand what's happening with the markets. Rule number one is, what's the trend? The trend is highs and lows. Sometimes you're going to get this when the market's going sideways, which is this point through here. That means there's no one in control. It means we're not in an uptrend, we're not in a downtrend, and you trying to hope or guess or think it's definitely going to break to the upside or definitely going to break to the downside. Very risky time to be trading through here. Very, 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 very risky time to be trading through here. Okay? One of the best times to be trading is when there is a definite trend in place, either a downtrend going short or an uptrend. Now, I must put a caveat on that. There is a strategy you can use when the market goes sideways, but it's more of a longer term approach with the actual markets through there. So I won't get into that too much now, but it's more of a longer term strategy. But I want to stay focused on just helping you guys, when it comes to, because I know some of you guys can't even handle being in the trade for a few days, let alone 12 months. It's like, oh my goodness, John. So we've done that through there. Let's go have a look at Twitter, TWTR, because it looks like Twitter actually had a Nice move up today. So, oh yeah, not really much going on there. Isn't it interesting? Like, oh my goodness, Twitter's up almost 9% today. Wow, here we go. And then guess what? And then it's like, nah, right? Nothing going on there. So that's actually what's going on through there. Let's go have a look at. Oh, my software is not happy with me today. All right, let's go have a look at the fear and greed index. See where we're at. Fear and greed index. Let's go have a look. Oh, we're starting to get back into the fear. Oh, traders, you know what that means. You know what that means. You know what that means. All right. Now people say like, John, how does the fear and greed index? How do they derive that? Right? They go from all these 7 fear and greed indicators. Then they put it together and they make this fear and greed index and how the markets, right, from the stock breadth to the safe havens, market volatility, stock price strength, etc., etc. Again, guys, if you just type in fear and greed index into the good old Google, CNN fear and greed index, or you can just type in money.cnn.com/fear and greed index, and I'm pretty sure it'll come up through. Anyway, so you can see we've got junk bonds, momentum, and so on and so forth, and we're now getting into the here, right? And the whole thing, the reason why I like watching the fear and greed index is because it gives you a bit of a hint of where we are at in the markets. And so I was extremely, extremely bullish back here. And then obviously what happened to the market when we got to extreme fear? Extreme fear means what? Extreme fear means, fear, and this is where a lot of traders who haven't been involved with the markets, who haven't experienced pain by going the opposite. Me, I think I've got about 4 cupboards. They're a mile long with the word idiot on there. You did the same mistake again, which is when there's a lot of fear in the marketplace. That's not the time for you to be fearful. That's the time for you to be greedy. And then it's just over time you're like, right. When was the best time to buy oil? When there was maximum fear. When was that? When it went to zero, right? Look what happened. Look what's happened with oil right now. A couple of years later, we went from the worst time with oil to the best time with oil. The yin and the yang, right? So when's the best time to be investing into something? When there's like blood in the streets, right? No one wants to get involved with it. That's why I like gold and silver. The mining sector, no one wants to be like, what? You touching that? Everyone's still the crypto. Everyone's still hoping crypto is going to go for another big move again. Anyway, so we've got the fear and greed index over time. Oh, actually, you know what, traders? Question for you. Just came to my mind. Question for you. If you had to put all your money just on one position for the next, say, 12 months or a couple of years, what would it be? Would it be the S&P 500? Would it be a stock? Would it be gold? Would it be silver? Would it be the gold mining stocks, the silver mining stocks? Would it be crypto? Would it be Bitcoin? What would it be? If there had to be one position, what would it be? Me, guys, I would say the GDXJ. That's always been my baby. All right, the GDXJ. I think the GDXJ is going to make some incredible moves coming over the next, say, couple of years. But then it's even tied with the stock market. So I think the stock market's going to go through a crazy move from where we are right now up to around 6,000. So very, very close to the S&P 500. But if I had to do one, for me, it'd be the GDXJ. Leave a comment below, guys. Let me know what would be that one investment if you had to put all your money on one thing and just let it go for a couple of years. Actually, you know what? The S&P 500, not that I wouldn't be holding that for a couple of years because I think we're getting close to a recession over the next one to 2 years. But the long term would be the GDXJ. So we can see here, guys, we're going down now to what? We're going now to the maximum fear, but we're not there yet, right? We're starting to get into this level here is starting to get into the fear range again, but we're not getting to the extreme fear. Whenever we start to get to the extreme fear reading, this is when you want to start really, look to start to have a bit of fun there. But we could see through here, looking at the fear and greed, we're starting to get into the fear reading now, and the market really didn't do much today. So when did this last update? This last update, 18th. All right, so it's a recent update there. Okay, cool. So that's what. Let's actually look at the S&P 500. Oh, my software. All right, cool. Here we go. We're back again with software working. So Today we pretty much had nothing out there. You would expect that. Not much going on with the whole holidays and so on and so forth. But now we're developing this pullback through here. We are into a massive, a really extreme short-term overbought signal. So I'm expecting to see this thing start to make a move up, and we start to see this thing make a move like that through there. Especially when we start to get into the fear reading as well too. Any more downside, we're going to start to really get that fear and greed index pegging, and then it's going to probably be a buying opportunity. So I'm seeing we're probably going to start to see a turning point coming into the market soon. Move over now through to the Dow Jones, and the same thing there, right? We're getting to a very short-term oversold level, and you can see it actually it's developing like a flag formation. If you want to like you call it that, right? It's flag formation. I just like to. You just look at this flag formation, but once we start to break out of this flag formation, then I'll probably be looking to get back into it. I did get it. I actually did buy Dow Jones down here, and then as the market moved up, I actually moved my stop up to here somewhere, and then the market pulled back, and I got stopped out for a nice profit through there. So, but I'm looking to get back into the Dow Jones, but I'm waiting for that right time when it comes to that. So we're probably going to start to see something like that coming into next week. As well. And let's go have a look at the the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, same sort of thing as well too, but we're getting a much more sharper move on the Nasdaq. So we really want to see this thing start to at least break above that line through there to give us a bit of a short. Again, all the indices are in a very short-term oversold level through there. Move over now through to the gold and silver markets. And gold actually had a very nice little short-term move up to 2,000 and almost hit 2,000. Actually, did it hit 2,000? Let's actually just go to my trading view. All right, let's go to trading view. Let's actually see what actually happened with gold on the short term. What do we got here? Oh yeah, pretty much hit that 2,000, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Oh, it almost got to the 2,000 level. So, and now we're actually pulling back a little bit right now. What's happening here? So, we are in a bit of a short-term oversold level right now, guys. So, I wouldn't be too surprised to see maybe a bit of a short-term pullback, but we can stay overbought and oversold for quite some time when looking at that level through there. Looking at the silver market as well too. We're getting ready. Actually, let me bring it up on this software here. We're getting ready, guys. We're getting ready for this big breakout soon coming when it comes to the good old silver market. So get ready for that. The GDXJ, my software is saying it actually had quite a nice move to the upside, but I'm not sure how that is. It looks like it's GDXJ. I'm just using my other software here. Yeah, it says it actually had a 4% up day. Up there, but it looks like it just from yesterday. So that's actually wrong. But we actually had a small little down day today. But again, we're starting to get that breakout of the GDX through there. Yeah, and again, not really much happening with the old mining sector right now, guys. We're just still slowly crawling up. And let's have a look at the SIL. Again, everything had a big gap up because gold and silver pre-market were, or especially before the market opened up, they were definitely going for big moves in the market. So now we're getting a bit of a move to the upside from when it comes to the SILJ and the SIL as well too. So let's go have a look at the good old Bitcoin. Through here. Not really much happening when it comes to the good old Bitcoin. We had a little move to the downside, and now we've actually had a bit of a move back to the upside. Looking at this level here, we actually can see that Bitcoin actually had a bit of a false breakdown, and now we're actually getting back to the upside on this short-term picture. Let's go to the 4-hour chart now. And then now we can see that yeah, we're actually broken down, but now we're actually having a very strong move up. So this actually we may be getting to a very short-term oversold level, because we tend to get these false breakdowns sometimes. You can see here, right? Look at this here. We had a breakdown below the low, and then we had a very big move up. So if we start to create a high low and an upward trend on this chart here, then that's probably going to start to see Bitcoin have a very nice move to the upside. So right now, guys, we're still in a bit of a short-term downward movement on the daily chart. So that's very, very risky when it comes to Bitcoin. But again, on that shorter term chart, that 4-hour chart, we need to start to see a higher low if you want to start to look to go long in the markets there. So there we go, traders. There's a update for you and some other down home country goodness. Make sure, guys, you go to johnsfreegift.com to grab that free trading course that I've just recently recorded that walks you through everything from the biggest mistakes you're making right now, chart reading strategies, some stuff that I'll talk about today as well too. You know, my number one trading system, the mindset, and then a whole bunch of other things like how to actually scan the market to find really good opportunities, and a whole bunch more in that free trading course. So go get the free trading course, guys, right now, and I'll see you in the next video.